Hello everyone. OpenAI has come up with a new blog yesterday on the topic of planning for AGI and beyond. And here they have mentioned some of the topic and points about the development of the AI and the future of the AGI. Uh, basically, here they have said that we want AGI to empower the humanity to maximally flourish in the universe, and they believe that they can continuously learn and adapt to by developing less powerful version of the technology in order to minimize one shot to get into the right scenarios. And they basically say that they continuously learn and adapt the development of the different less powerful version of the AI models in order to minimize their effect when they are tried with the one shot uh, way. And they have mentioned a topic called the soft short term. In this section, they basically mention that they believe the best way to carefully move towards the AGI is gradual transition to the world with AGI because it is better than the sudden one. And also, the gradual transition gives people's policymakers and the institution time to understand what happening, personally experience the benefits and downsides of these systems. So basically, they means when they go with the gradual transition over the sudden one, they can give the people, to policymaker and the institution time to understand and make the policy with the new technology coming to the existence. And here they mentioned that they believe in democratize access with will also lead to the more and better research. They basically means they believe in the decentralized power by putting the models in the API and the open sourcing them. And some people in the AI field think, and they also this is very important and cautious phrase here. Some people in the AGI field thinks that AGI risks of AGI and the successor systems are fictitious, and which they also be will be delighted if they the hypothesis by the success by the peoples in AI field turn out to be right. But to be on the safe side, they are going to operate as if the risks are existential. That means there can be the risks, a lot of risk when the AGI is finally here. And here is a section where where the topic is, as our system get closer to AGI, we are becoming increasingly cautious with the creation and the development of their models. So here they basically said that if their developments of the models are increasingly getting closer to the AGI, they would significantly change their plans around the continuous development when they see any risk that that may come in the near future. And secondly, they are also working towards creating the increasingly aligned and steerable models, um, that like the here is the example they shift from the models like the first person of GPT to instruct GPT and chat GPT in the earlier example is an earlier example of this. And basically, they mentioned that their plan is in the short term is to use the AI to help the human evaluate the outputs of the complex models, and then go in the later phase of actually using the models for helping us in our um, day-to-day life and for the higher complex task. And also they mentioned that they hope for the global conversation about the three key questions: how to govern these systems, how to fairly distribute the benefits they generate, and how to fairly share the access. This is very important uh, important thing because when we are going getting closer to the AGI, it is very important to talk about these three uh, topic that how to govern them, how to fairly distribute them, and how to fairly share the excess. And going forward, um, they also mention the topic with the name the long term. Here they mention that the first AGI will be just a point along the continuum of the intelligence, and also the misaligned super intelligent AGI could cause the grievous harm to the world. This is um, very topic of the concern. That the AGI people in the AI field believe that the AGI may be very harmful to the world, and they also mention in this paper, in this blog, that misaligned AGI could be grievous harm to the world. So we should be very conscious and um, very conscious towards these things. And uh, they also mentioned that it's possible that the AGI capable enough to accelerate its own progress. Let me repeat, it's possible that the AGI capable enough to accelerate in its own progress. This is very own progress, and could cause major changes to the happen surprisingly quickly. Yes, this is an important thing. Mm, As AGI can think of their own, they can be the major change that may happen to our currently running life, and it can be a very surprising change very quickly. So we think a slower takeoff is easier to make safe, and coordination among the AGI efforts to slow down at the critical junctures will likely to be important. And successfully transitioning to the world with the superintelligence is perhaps the most important and the hopeful and scary project in the human history. Yes, it is one of the very mm, risky and scary project in the human history, which they have also mentioned in this paper. And success is far from guaranteed, and it takes boundless downside and the boundless upside will hopefully unite all of us. And at last, they said we can imagine a world in which humanity flourishes to the degree that is probably impossible for any of us to fully visualize it. We hope to contribute to the world and AGI along with this such flourishing. And here is some footnotes, and I found there is some important thing here. They said we now believe we were wrong in our original thinking about openness, and have pivoted from thinking we should release everything to the thinking that we should figure out how to safely share access to and benefits of the system. And here are some of the opinions from the peoples in the different forums, is pointing to the topic. As our system get closer to AGI, we are becoming increasingly cautious with the creation and the development of the model. Who do these people think they are? They didn't even invent the architecture GPT-3 is built on. This is as bad or worse than Elon claiming full self-driving is just around the corner for almost a decade. And another opinion is here. Given the stakes, this type of decision, without judging whether they are good or bad, should be made by the government or perhaps organization like the UN or the not the private companies. And another is, why don't you just not? I do not agree the upsides of the AGI are great or outweigh the downside. Look at the massive downsides of the tools you have already released. Your track record is already terrible. Just stop. I appreciate the caution it seems like they are taking, and I personally am undecided if AGI will quickly balloon out of control. But given the value that it means for the world, I think the progress seems cautious and proactive. And here is the last opinion from people. This post makes me extremely hopeful. It's great to see the optimism and the caution hand in hand like this, a full acknowledgement of the potential for the good and the potential for the harm, and some clear principle as to how to navigate that. Very curious to see how they flush out the training should be audited bit in the future. This was all about the blog by OpenAI planning for the AGI and beyond. Thank you so much for watching.